Hi guys, it's Tiffany. Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I am doing a weekly stash. If you are new here or if you haven't been following me for a while, I used to do these things called weekly stashes where every week I pick out a full face of items and commit to those products for the week because I have a lot of makeup that I never really get to use or just products that have been sitting in my collection that I haven't got to play around with. So yeah, this is just a good way to encourage me to use all my makeup, get good use out of my makeup, use different products here and there, and then I just do a quick get ready with me using the products. So yeah, nothing too crazy today. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the little bell to join my little family. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Sorry, you can hear my daughter in the background. Alright, so I already went ahead and picked out these products last night because I was thinking about this video idea. Normally I would take you guys through my entire stash and pick these items out with you guys, but I already picked them out, so I might as well just show you guys what I already picked. Starting off with this Maybelline Lifter Gloss. I use this Lifter Gloss a lot, except I only use the shade Stone, but this one is in the shade Amber. This is the bronzer I picked out. This is the Becca bronzer in the shade Bronze Bondhi. So it's just a really nice luminous bronzer that I got on sale before Becca went out of business. This is the blush, the powder blush I picked for this week. This is the KimiChi Chic Thailor blush in the shade 01 Pinky. So I really like these blushes because you get pretty much two shades for one, and you can either wear them separate or mix them together. So I like the variety that this blush gives. For cream blush, I picked this Ilia cream blush. This is in the shade Tenderly, I believe. I used to be in love with these Ilia blush sticks. I have like 3 of them. And I just haven't been reaching for it lately. For mascara, I picked out this Mizon Collagen Curling Fix Mascara. This is actually a K-Beauty product. You can get this on yesstyle.com. Use my link down below in my description box. And I am obsessed with this. I tried this out in my K-Beauty video and just fell completely in love. So I really wanted to use this. For powder, I have this Colourpop loose setting powder that has just been sitting in my collection and I haven't used it, so might as well use it this week and try it out. This is the I'm Meme highlighting stick. I absolutely love this. Again, another Korean beauty product, super pretty. This is the Persona cream bronzer in the shade Sahara, I believe. No, Dune. And yeah, this is really pretty, really new in my collection, so I'm just still kind of testing it out. My Glossier Perfecting Skin Tint is my foundation because my skin is dry. This is the Kaja Don't Settle Concealer. Really creamy, really nice and natural. The HardCandy Hydrating Gripping Primer. I forget that I have this because I use my e.l.f. Mint Melt gripping primer so much, so I wanted to get some use out of this guy. These are just some lip liners I picked out. The e.l.f. Retro Paradise, the Kylie lip liner. This is in the shade One Wish, and this one doesn't have a shade. This one just comes in like the pack of 3, and I believe this is the first or second shade. Another lip product I threw in here was the Merit Lip Oil. I picked this up during the VIB sale, and yeah, this is just a really pretty fall color. Super nice hydrating lip oil for this dry season. I also put in this Charlotte Tilbury eye brightener because I want to get more use out of it because this was expensive, and yeah, not the biggest fan of it, but I'm gonna use it. For eyeshadow palettes, I chose this Natasha Denona Sunset palette because this is super like warm, and I just feel like these shades are very nice for the fall. And I also have this Marc Jacobs Eye-Conic palette in the shade Fantascene. I just feel like these colors are super nice and super nice for the fall time as well because they're super cool toned and more on like the darker rustic side, so it's really nice for fall. And I'm like, I don't see myself using these shades any other time besides like winter. And then these are just products that I have in my everyday vanity because I use these all the time. My Anastasia brow pomade, Glossier stretch concealer. I use this to conceal my brows with. And then the KKW Beauty contour stick. I use this to contour my nose, so I love this. So these are products I always have in my stash. So it just goes in like that. Okay, so I'm just gonna go in with the primer first. I only have one, and that is the HardCandy gripping primer. I absolutely hate the packaging because for some reason it gets so gross like this. Like, look at the cap too. It's just not good. So I'm really trying to use this up. It's kind of a shame because this is a really nice primer. I just don't like the packaging. Also, like I mentioned before, a lot of my gripping primers tend to give me like an added dew throughout the day. But my e.l.f. Mint Melt one doesn't, which I like because I already get greasy enough throughout the day, so I don't need like a primer that's gonna make me greasy. I like to be hydrated, but I don't like to look greasy. I'm just gonna let this settle for a little bit, and then I'm gonna mix up my Glossier Perfecting Skin Tint. I have not used this in a really long time, but I love pulling out my Glossier products for winter time just because I get so dry during the winter that the Glossier products are like one of the only things that really like work for me and hydrate my skin. So I'm just gonna use my e.l.f. Camo Concealer because I love this so much. This has very little coverage, but that's what I like. Now I'm gonna go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Eye Brightener. This is in the shade One Fair, and I'm just gonna go in with my ring finger, rub it, and I'm gonna use the heat of my finger to really like blend this into my skin. I find that using your finger for this works best because it really does just kind of like melt it into your skin as opposed to like a brush or a sponge. I find that the finger just always looks the best. This would be really nice as a concealer on its own too, but I think it's a little too drying for my preference if I don't go over on top with a like hydrating concealer. Okay, now going in with the Kaja Don't Settle Concealer. I am in the shade 05. If you hear Coco Melon on in the background, that's my daughter. I've been really liking highlighting like underneath my cheekbone right here. I don't know why. I just feel like it makes my face look a little more snatched in like the most natural way possible. If you guys want a really creamy, hydrating, lightweight, and natural concealer, you guys should really try this Kaja one out. I don't use it enough, but it is really pretty. The only reason why I don't use it that much is because the coverage isn't the greatest. It's super natural. So that's why I go in with the eye brightener with it. As you can see, it's just melting into my skin. Now I'm gonna go in with my Persona Cream Bronzer. This is like super orange, so that's why I don't use it that much, but I am going to make it work. This stippling brush from e.l.f. is a godsend when it comes to blending out my cream bronzers. It always just does the best job, and I feel like it's like the perfect size. It's really good quality too. Like, I haven't had any issues with it. Also, I saw on TikTok where this girl, she leaves the little like line of concealer there, so I'm trying to do that, but I always forget and add bronzer there. I've always added bronzer to my temples, but she looked really pretty, so I want to try it. It made her face look more like lifted. Cream blush, the Ilia Stick In Tenderly. These go really pretty on bare skin, so that's why I really liked them, because I used to just pop on these sticks with like no foundation or anything, and it would add like the prettiest wash of color to my cheek. Just using another e.l.f. stippling brush to blend this out. And this is a super dewy product, but I like that it's dewy because I put powder on top anyway, so it helps keep my skin like hydrated and moisturized with the powder. So the Colourpop powder is, wow, really good. I am very impressed and I really like it. Very smoothing, very blurring, but still like natural. It's not cakey whatsoever. Not drying, doesn't feel like it's sucking moisture out of my skin. So I am very, very impressed. It's really pretty. Now going in with the Becca bronzer in the shade Bronzed Bondhi. This has a really nice glow to it and glimmer. but it's not like overly shiny or shimmery. It does have small specks of like sparkle, but you can't see it on the skin. You can only see it on the pan. I just realized that I chose really warm tone bronzers for this week's stash because the Persona stick is super orange and this has a lot of warm red undertones. So I'm not the biggest fan of looking this orange, but that's okay. Now moving on to powder blush, I'm using the KimiChi Chic Thailor blush. I love the packaging. So I think I'm just gonna mix these two, honestly. These are really pigmented though, so you have to be careful. So I like going in with like a smaller brush like this one so that I can just be very careful and precise with how I place my blush. This is really pretty though. I love the color. It's like the perfect pink. I see both the cool tone and the warm tone pink in this. I love adding blush to like other places on my face. To eyeshadow, I think I'm gonna go in the direction I normally don't go in, and that is using the Marc Jacobs Cool Toned Eyeshadow Palette. I'm gonna play around with this green today. I think it's really calling out to me. So I'm first just gonna use the lightest shade all over the lid so that the rest of the colors blend nicely on my skin. I used to never use a light shade like this, but it is such a game changer for how your eyeshadow blends and how like it shows up. So I just always use a light shade like this now as like my base. I feel like this is pretty common sense for a lot of makeup lovers to do this, but I just never did it. I always thought that these colors were meant for just fair-skinned people, but it actually really helped. Now I'm gonna go in with the only other matte, which is right here. Just put that in my crease. Before I go in with the green topper, I'm gonna go in with some of this dark brown shimmer. I'm gonna put that on the outer part of my eye, just to add a little something. Ooh, this is really pretty. I love this shade. This would really be pretty all over the eye. You guys see how pretty that shimmer is? Okay, so the green topper shade looks a little like glittery, kind of like the Hourglass scattered glitter eyeshadows. So I'm gonna go with my finger. Ooh, look at that. Oh, wow. This actually is so much better than the Hourglass scattered light shadows because this isn't crumbling apart like those ones do. It has a similar consistency, but it's a lot nicer. Oh my god, that is so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna blend it out, but just let me do the other eye really quick. Wow, that is really pretty. I'm loving this. I'm happy I went in this direction. Okay, so now I'm gonna take some of that same dark brown shimmer over here and I'm gonna blend. I am loving this eyeshadow look. This is something I've never done before. I rarely play with colors, but this green is so pretty and actually looks quite like natural and wearable. Now for mascara, going in with the Mizon mascara. Do you guys see how long that made my lashes and how curled they are? I'm just obsessed. Like, typically you can't even see my lashes this curled up, but this mascara is amazing. Oh my god, I totally forgot about highlighter. This is the I'm Meme highlighting stick. I actually like to just go right on my cheek because this is really natural and pretty. It's just a really nice sheen to my cheeks. And then I'm just gonna go in with the sponge and blend this out. Look at how natural that is. I am obsessed with this product. I'm actually gonna take some on a little brush and use this to highlight my nose as well. Now for lip product. I feel like since my eyes are green and they kind of already pop, I'm just gonna go in with a like nude lip today. So I'm gonna use the e.l.f. Retro lip liner. I have to sharpen this. And then I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline Lifter Gloss in the shade Amber. This is a really pretty nude. I only picked glosses for this week's stash because lately that's all I've been wanting to wear because my lips are so dry for it being winter. So there we have it, guys. This is the look using my weekly stash. I am obsessed with the eye look. So good. I'm actually really happy and surprised by how a lot of these items performed because I like never reach for these items, but they're actually really good. So I'm happy and proud of myself for using different items and, you know, discovering that a lot of other items are really good. So yeah, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one.